keeping the commandments. If you're a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American out here, you need to be listening to the words of the Most High. This is going to save you, man. You're not going to be saved no other way besides listening to the Most High.
That's
you
right.
Can get Isaiah 34 and 16.
This is Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1. Cry aloud.
Do what?
Cry aloud.
Speak soft.
Cry aloud.
Right?
Spare not.
And we not sparing no feelings, man. We telling you, if you don't repent as a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American out here, you're going to be put to death.
That's right. Cry aloud. Spare not.
Right.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
Right.
And show my people their transgressions.
So we showing the so-called blacks, you can pan the camera around. We showing the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans out here that we not sparing no feelings, man. And we telling you to come back to the Most High.
That's right.
Read that again.
Cry aloud. Spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. And show my people their transgression. And the house of Jacob their sin.
Right, and we showing you your sins, man. We not like the pastor, and you see, hey, when the word come out here, the wicked gotta flee, man. It was a bunch of people out here, now they fleeing.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye the book out of the book of the Lord and read.
Do what?
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Seek the coronavirus face mask.
Out of the book of the Lord and read.
So the Lord said you got to seek him out of the book and read, man.
That's right.
You got to read, and this is how you're going to know if you get saved or not, man. This is how you see if you get salvation. This is how you get salvation. You got to go in the book of the law, and you got to read the law, statutes, commandments, man.
That's right.
You got to see what the Most High is about, right?
No one of these shall fail.
And none of these things is going to fail you in this book right here. This is the holy scriptures, man. This is thus saith the Lord. How can anything make this void, man? This is the words of the Most High, the creator of all things, man. The Lord got y'all out here. You couldn't be out here if it wasn't for the Most High.
That's right. For the none shall want her mate, for my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit have gathered them.
Right? That's about it.
This is Psalm chapter 5.
What you say, sister?
Amen.
What's your nationality, sister?
I'm Protestant.
You're what?
Protestant.
That's a religion, sister. What's your nationality? Like, you know how when you fill out an application, they ask you what's your race. What's your race?
Oh. Black American.
Black American? You believe in God?
Yes, I do.
All right, so is Black American in the Bible, sister? No, so that means that can't be your God-given nationality, right? That was given to you by the white man, right?
That's true.
Right. So black, when you say black, right? When you look up the definition of black, it just means dirty, dingy. How can that be your race? They're literally downgrading you by calling you black.
Yeah.
In America, where's the poster at? America, right there. You probably can see it or not, maybe because it's like bleached out a little bit, but.
Yeah.
America was named after a so-called white man. His name was Amerigo Vespucci. So you can't be American because that's the last name of a white man. So we're going to show you in the Bible who you are according to the Bible. Right, you there. And get Exodus 20 and 2 from King.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So you know Moses, right?
Of course.
Right. So this is Moses speaking to the Israelites. Right. So he's saying, this is what he's saying.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Out there, and hearken means listen.
Yeah, I understand.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I commanded this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the Lord said, if we don't keep the commandments, there's going to be curses put upon our people. You can get verse 16.
Cursed shall thou be in the city.
Right, and in the cities, how we living in the cities, sister? We curse, man. Everybody got face masks on, but if you came back to the words of the Most High, you would know you don't need a face mask. Right? The Lord is greater than that face mask. Right? The Lord is your shield, man. Get
I got a precept on that.
Psalms 91 and 11.
91:11.
Yeah, you got a precept. Whoever got this first.
I got my
Right. So we're going to show you that you will be an Israelite according to the Bible. Right? Because black and American, those are given by man. Those are terms given by man. God is not man, so therefore you have a different name, right? When we were all put on this earth, God didn't call you black. He didn't call you African American. He didn't call the so-called Hispanics. Those are all things given by the Europeans. The Europeans gave us those names when they conquered us and enslaved us.
Psalm chapter 117 and verse 18. It's like it. Psalm chapter 118 and verse 17. I shall not die, but live and declare the works of the Lord.
Bring it out.
I shall not die, but live and declare the works of the Lord.
Right? So if you declare the works of the Lord, sister, you're doing the law, statutes, commandments, you're not going to die. This coronavirus not going to have nothing on you.
That's right.
You're going to walk down the street boldly. Everybody, you're going to see everybody with the mask on, and you're going to know you're good. You're going to know that there's angels around you, sister. You God's chosen people.
That's right.
Right? Read that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 91, and verse 14.
Bring it out.
Because he has set
Yeah, Ephesians 1.
his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him.
Right? Read that again. Slock.
This is Psalms, chapter 91, and verse 14.
Nah,
Be-
11. 91.
Slock. This is Psalms 91 and 11. For he shall give his angels charge over thee,
Right? So the Lord said he will give his angels charge over you.
to keep thee in all thy ways.
Hold on, we're going to let that go.
For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways.
So the Lord said he will set his angels over you. See, that's the spirit, sister. You gotta take that mask off. That's the
right.
spirit, man. Right? So the Lord said he will set his angels over you. And that's the spirit bearing witness, man. Right? We ain't even getting to nothing deep yet. Ephesians 1 and 4.
This is the book.
What does 14 say?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 14. Because he has set his love upon me.
Right? He has set his love upon you. All these nations right here, the Lord loves these nations, man.
That's right.
Right?
Therefore, I will deliver him.
He said what?
Therefore, I will deliver
The
him.
Lord said he'll deliver you, man. Right? You don't got to worry about the coronavirus. This ain't nothing. This ain't nothing. The Lord got other things coming on this earth. The coronavirus, this is just the beginning of sorrow.
That's right. Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 4. According as he hath chosen us and him before the foundation of the
He
world.
has done what?
According as he hath chosen us and him before the foundation of the
So
world.
the Lord said he chose us out of the foundation of the world. These 12 tribes right here, the Lord loves all these nations.
That's right.
The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Why do you think that, you go to the sports world? Who's ruling the sports world? Our people. Entertainment, our people. Who sing the best? Our people. Who cook the best? Our people. Right? The so-called white man, it's a so-called white woman cook next to you, right? You got your food ready, and she get hers ready. Your food gonna taste way better than hers because you just God's chosen people.
That's right.
You just got it like that.
That we shall be holy and without blame before him in love.
Right, you know what holy means, sister?
Lord.
Yeah, it means holy means separate. So the Lord said we are holy, meaning we're separate, right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Get out. We are what?
For thou art an holy people unto the voice. Select it. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So the Lord again, he's saying we are a holy people unto the Lord our God.
That's right.
He says it all over the Bible, man. He loves us, right?
The Lord hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people.
Wait, what?
Above all people.
That's in the Bible?
Above all
So
people.
the Lord said the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are above all people.
That's right.
We didn't write this. You could buy your KJV Bible, you're gonna read the same thing we read.
What is the verse? You say
Uh,
it now. I want to get it.
Deuteronomy.
Chapter 7 and verse 6.
Right.
For thou art an holy people unto the voice of the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself
Special people unto himself.
above all people
Above all people.
that are upon the face of the earth.
Right? You can go back to the curses. 41 and 8.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, and verse 8.
Bring it out.
But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen.
Jacob, whom I what?
Who I have chosen.
So you will be a part of Jacob because you're part of the 12 tribes. So the Lord said, Jacob, I have chosen. Read that again.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, and verse 8.
Bring it out.
But thou, Israel,
Right?
art my servant,
Right? And you notice he's not saying everybody. He's saying, Israel, you're my servant.
Jacob, who I have chosen,
Right?
the seed of Abraham, my friend.
Right? And the Lord said, we are his friend, man. Everybody can't say they're the Lord's friend. The Lord is God Almighty, man. He's the ruler of all things. The Alpha, get Revelations 22 and 14. Right? He said, I'm the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end.
That's right.
The Lord made this whole earth. That's a great thing to be called the friend of the Lord. Everybody can't, right? That's the spirit. You can't, anybody can't just walk up and say, I'm the friend of the Lord. Right. scripture.
This is Deuteronomy.
I wonder what he got from 22. It's past that. Yeah, it might be. No, I think it's in 22. Go to like the last part. Is it? It's somewhere over there. Revelation 22. Yeah. We could drop it. Go back. Just go back to the Christians room. It's somewhere there.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 16.
Right, so we're gonna go back to the curses to show that you'll be an Israelite.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Right, and again, like we said, our people, we the only people cursed in the city. The so-called white man can't say he's cursed in the city. The Chinese man can't say he's cursed in the city. The so-called African people, they can't say they're cursed in the city. They come to America and they can get a loan and build up anything they want, man. But us, we live here in America and we can't go to the bank and get a loan. They rejecting us, man. They telling us we too poor or they don't trust us. We gonna use the money for drugs. How they know that? But the other nations come and get the loan. They not telling them they gonna use it for drugs.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Now, when we came here to America, we were cursed in the field, right? You see it right here. We was cursed with the Native Americans. Again, that's the Native Americans. That's the Spaniards conquering the Native Americans. Right, again, that's the Spaniards and the Native Americans, and even now today we still in slavery. Right, we not physically in bondage, but we mentally in bondage because we think that the white man is above us. One, and two, we cursed in the cities, and we gotta go to our oppressor for everything. Anything you want, you gotta. Everything I'm wearing, I bought it from my oppressors. Likewise, everybody out here. So we gotta serve our enemies, man. The same people that destroyed us, we gotta serve them.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 46.
You can get Jeremiah.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and upon thee. Select it. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder and upon thy seed forever.
Right, so these curses will be for a sign and a wonder, and it'll be on our seed forever. So we'll be able to, here in 2020, we'll be able to go into the book of Deuteronomy 28 chapter, and we'll see that we are the Israelites. We are God's chosen people.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So why do we have to serve our enemies?
Suck it. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God.
And we don't serve the Lord. Today's the Sabbath. We're not supposed to be buying or selling, listening to, rap music that's talking about killing. And, the rap music today, they talk about beating our women and raping them and using them and, a bunch of garbage. So we're not supposed to be doing that, but that's a curse. That's prophecy to happen.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness.
Right, so everything you drink comes from the white man or the other nation. Anything you eat, likewise. Your clothes, likewise. And it's because we're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Right, hold on. There's more.
And in what of all things, right. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
The Lord said the enemies will put a yoke of iron on our neck. It's no question that the so-called white man and the other nations are our enemies, because when you go into the Bible and you look it up in history, every single nation on this planet outside of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans had these people in captivity.
That's right.
Everybody.
Until he hath destroyed thee.
Right.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4.
Bring it out.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
He said we will discontinue from our heritage. Right now, the so-called black man, we don't have a heritage. We think our heritage is cooking fried chicken, collard greens, pork. Those are all things put on us by the oppressor, right? Besides the fried chicken, right? So we don't have no customs. We don't even have a homeland where we can say, this is where we belong. We don't got that. We strung out in the land of our captivity.
That's right.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Right, so the Lord said he will cause us to serve our enemies in the land we know not. We didn't know this land. We came here on slave ships, on hot slave ships.
That's right.
Prior to that, we didn't know this place. Right? That's it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right, read that again, start.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now the Israelites were in Egypt, and when they were in Egypt under the Africans, right? Because you got to understand the Africans and the so-called Negroes, which is us, we're not the same. We got different cultures and everything. So now the Africans, they had us in captivity in Egypt. So when he's saying he's going to bring us into Egypt again, it means slavery again. But we're going to show you that.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse 2.
Bring it out.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
Right?
Out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt is the house of bondage, and bondage just means slavery. So when he says Egypt, he says he's going to bring you into slavery again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. With shit.
What?
With shit.
How did we get to America, sister? On slave ships. Right. So the Lord said, I'm going to bring you to slavery again on ships.
By the way, whereof I spake it to thee, thou shalt see it no more
In
again.
our homeland, which is Israel, we won't see it again. Let me get Galatians 4:26.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Hold on now. Read that again.
And there ye shall be sold unto your
So
enemies.
the Lord said, when you get off those slave ships, right? We got a picture right there. When you get off those slave ships, you're going to be sold to your enemies.
That's
And
right.
Who are we sold to? The white man. Right. We got off those ships and we were sold to the white man. Right? So that's prophecy, and that actually happened. That's history. We learned that in school. Right?
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen
Slave men,
and bondwomen.
slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
Now, I mean, when it's saying no man shall buy you, when you go into Leviticus, your fellow Israelites can buy you out of servitude, right? But here he said no man will buy you out of your captivity. And people like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, right? They try to redeem us out of this captivity, and we still here. We still strung out on the streets. We still think we need corona face masks to stop us from these pestilence, man. Right? There's nothing you can do because it's a curse.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 26.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 26.
Bring it out.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free,
Right?
which is the mother of us all.
So Jerusalem is the mother of us all. That's where we come from. We come from Jerusalem. That's our homeland. So when Moses said we're not going to see our homeland again, he's talking about Jerusalem. So go.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
Now, when it says your brother that's very delicate among you, that would be like me and you or this brother. We the same people. But now here in Trenton, our people kill each other.
That's right.
Black on black crime. And that's prophesied in the Bible that will happen to the Israelites. So without a shadow of a doubt, we know we the Israelites.
That's right. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the remnant of his bosom.
It's like
His eyes shall be evil toward his brother,
right. So black on black crime.
and toward the wife of his bosom.
Now, even the so-called black man, the Hispanic man, Native American man, but we're gonna deal with the so-called blacks. You know, we treat our women bad.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Terrible. And even in the music industry, they show our people, being strippers, and that's not how you're supposed to do that. The white man don't do that. In the white man's videos, you don't see the white girls dancing and showing their body, but in the so-called black man's videos, you see them, they doing their woman different, bad.
And toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
Our people, we known for leaving our children at a young age. Hey, we take a lot of these brothers, handful of these brothers, most of them will probably say, I don't know my dad, or I ain't seen my dad since I was such and such age, man.
That's right.
Because that's prophecy to happen. And that only happens with us. This don't happen to the white man, the Chinese man. These things do not happen to the white man. All these curses we just read, the white man can't take these curses and apply them to himself. The Chinese man can't apply them to himself. The Arabs cannot apply them to themselves because it only applies to God's chosen people.
That's right.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead,
Before we
sister.
started? I just want to say thank you for teaching me something.
All right, sister, we out here for y'all.
I got to go home because my
All right, sister. You an Israelite according to the Bible. Remember
has
that.
one hand. I got to go home. Take care.
All right, sister. Be strong,
I've
man.
been married till 18 years.
All right, that's good. All praises for that. Hey, and don't fear the coronavirus, sister. You God's chosen people, man. That's
right.
You don't gotta fear that. You might as well.
What can I read in the Bible? What can you get me to read?
Let me put it down.
Very sorry.
I got you.